Big Brother 27 live feeds. Will Vinny strike against one of his close allies? Morgan has had a pretty good Big Brother week. Not only did she basically control Vince's head of household, but she then got her wish completed during the double eviction. Lauren and Kelly ended up being the victims of this year's event. Morgan's main goals going into it were to get Lauren out, break up the Ava, Kelly, and Lauren trio, keep Keanu around as a shield, and keep her and her allies safe. She didn't execute the week flawlessly, but she got everything she wanted. As Kelly said, Morgan gets whatever she wants. Morgan also set herself up to become the Big Brother 27 frontrunner. Her resume is filled with impressive strategic moves and notable competition wins. Now, Morgan can argue that she has been the one leading Vinny in most of his game decisions. Before, there was a narrative that Morgan was playing Vince's game. This narrative has completely flipped. Keanu surviving the block several times through competition wins and talking his way out of eviction will look good on his Big Brother resume. As of week 11, Morgan and Keanu are probably the players most likely to win the game. Therefore, they should target each other this week. As outgoing head of household, Morgan was ineligible to win this one. This meant that Keanu could be able to strike the first blow between them. He could have one head of household and nominated Morgan. Nevertheless, that plan won't come to fruition because Keanu lost the head of household competition to Vince. Now, Vince most likely won't nominate Morgan this week. She's his only true ally remaining in the Big Brother house. However, Vince knows that he cannot beat Morgan in the finals, especially after this week. Nevertheless, it would shock us if Vince actually made the move against Morgan. But that doesn't mean he can't still try a complicated plan to evict her this week. Vince could nominate Ava and Ashley, then hope that Keanu wins the veto and takes Ava off the block. This forces Morgan to become the nominee. Then Ava and Keanu vote out Morgan. Additionally, he could nominate Morgan if she doesn't win the veto. This would be a more direct hit and could hurt their friendship, since he basically threatened their friendship when she planned to vote out Lauren. The same situation could happen but with Keanu. Keanu and Vince have had a complicated relationship all season, but sometimes Keanu is loyal to Vince and could possibly take him to the end. So Vince would be taking out another important ally if he takes out Keanu this week. Therefore, he may make this move indirectly as well. Vince could nominate Ashley and Ava, then Morgan wins the veto and saves Ashley. Keanu is forced on the block, and he's voted out. Both these scenarios pose a major threat to Vince's endgame. He might lose a vote. He would also need to own this move in the finals because it could be taken more as a mistake and continuous proof of his spineless gameplay. If he takes out Keanu, once again, the narrative will be that Morgan ran his head of household. If he takes out Morgan, the jury could respect him for making this move or view it as him once again showing no loyalty. Vince may be in for another difficult head of household week. If he takes out Keanu, once again, the narrative will be that Morgan ran his head of household. If he takes out Morgan, the jury could respect him for making this move or view it as him once again showing no loyalty. Vince may be in for another difficult head of household week. If he takes out Keanu, once again, the narrative will be that Morgan ran his head of household. If he takes out Morgan, the jury could respect him for making this move or view it as him once again showing no loyalty. Vince may be in for another difficult head of household week. If he takes out Keanu, once again, the narrative will be that Morgan ran his head of household. If he takes out Morgan, the jury could respect him for making this move or view it as him once again showing no loyalty. Vince may be in for another difficult head of household week.